Yes, sure. Okay, let's to start. Yeah. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, let's us pray to God for the smooth running of today event. Pray according to your respective religion and belief, please. Bismillah. Okay, enough. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning or good evening. Yeah, in there, good morning. In here, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Let me begin by giving you a warm welcome to the seminar and workshop with the theme Scientific Writing for Nurse. And Prof. Buenos días, buenos noches.
Buenos días.
Ya, senoras. Muchas gracias por esta sequoia. Okay, little bit, yeah, with speaking Spanish.
Cukup.
Yeah. Okay, in the nursing department, Faculty of Health Sciences, Jenderal Sudirman University, Purwokerto on Thursday, November 21st, 2024. Okay, the Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Health Science, Professor Dr. S.C. Hum Budi Aji SKM MSc, the Honorable Vice Dean of Academic Affairs, Prof. Yunita Sari PhD, the Honorable Vice Dean for General Affairs and Finance, Siti Harwanti SKep MKes, and the Honorable of Vice Dean of the Student Affairs, Faculty of Health Sciences, Mr. Muhammad Nanang Himawan Kusuma, SPD Med Sport. Hello, Mr. Yeah, and the Honorable Head of Nursing Department, Dr. Endang Trianto MKep, the Honorable Head of International Nursing Department, Haryati Ningsi Purwandari SKep Nurse MKep, Spesialis Perawatan Anak PhD, and the Honorable all department head and secretaries of the Faculty of Health Science, and also our honorable guys, Professor Jose Luis Yopi Sakelan. Hello, Prof.
Right. Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to
Maybe
meet you.
my pronounce is true for
Yeah,
your name.
benar.
Jose Luis.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Jose Luis Yopi Sakelan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
fantastic.
He's now retired, but he served for 21 years as a lecturer at the Faculty of Nursing. Wow, amazing! In Universidad Complutense de Madrid, Spain. Okay, finally, we are proud of the participants and students from the regular, Master of Nursing, and international class. And firstly, let's say thank to our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Lord of the world, the Lord of the universe, who has been giving us his blessing and mercy so that we can gather in this event without something wrong happening and in healthy condition. Secondly, my peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us into the right ways of life. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurniananda Pratama, and I am a Master of Ceremony and will guide this event. Before we start, let me explain the event agenda as follows. First is opening session. Second is singing Indonesian national anthem and march of the Faculty of Health Science. And the third, photo session. And the fourth, welcoming speech and a brief introduction and opening of this seminar and workshop from the Vice Dean of Student Affairs Faculty of Health Science. And the fifth, presentation of material scientific writing for nursing from speaker, Prof. Jose Luis Yopi Sakelan, and discussion with moderator, Mr. Yudi. And the last is closing session. And ladies and gentlemen, The first agenda is the opening session. Let's open the event by saying Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, the next session is listening Indonesian national anthem and March of the Faculty of Health Science. Ladies and gentlemen, please all open camera for the Indonesian national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Okay, before coming into the next session, we should take picture together. To everyone, please open your camera for all of participants in the Zoom meeting to take a picture together, please. Mr. Gali, are you ready? Okay, I will lead in here to take a picture. And part 1. Ready, Mr. Gali? Yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next. 3, 2, 1. Okay. And third part, yeah. Don't forget to smile. 3, 2, 1. Yes, okay. Next. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay. Next, the last. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Gali. Okay, now moving along to the next session, we invite Mr. Muhammad Nanang Himawan Kusuma, SPD Medsport, the Vice Dean of Student Affairs Faculty of Health Science, to deliver a welcoming speech for our honored guest, Prof. Jose Luis Yopi Sagalan, an introduction and opening of this seminar and workshop. To Mr. Muhammad Nanang, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremony. Bisa didengar, Mas ya?
Yes.
Mas Nanda, okay. Thank you very much. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Very beautiful afternoon to all of the participants, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Jose Luis Jose Agelan from Universidad Complutense de Madrid, Spain. Good morning in Spanish time, Professor Jose Luis. Welcome to Indonesia, and also welcome to the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Jenderal Sudirman. The respected the head of Department of Nursing, Mr. Endang Trianto, the Secretary of Department of Nursing, Mrs. Diam Ramawati, PhD. They are expected also to all of the lecturers, the postgraduate students, the undergraduate students in the Department of Nursing, and also to all of the respected attendant participants to this afternoon sessions. First of foremost, I would like to express our gratitude, of course, to God Almighty for our collective well-being, for this opportunity, so that we can engage this activity in the health manner. And of course, we do hope that this event will proceed in orderly and also provide benefiting to all of the participants as well. It is, of course, a distinct privilege for me to stand before all of you today as we welcome all of the participants to our international seminar and also workshop on scientific writing in nurse program in the Faculty of Health Science, University of Jenderal Sudirman. Secondly, we would like also to convey our Dean's apologies, Professor Dr. Budi Aji, for his inability to attend this event personally due to his abroad activity, as he is also currently accompanying our nursing student, Professor Jose Luis, to our student visiting program to the University Kebangsaan Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur. So nevertheless, on behalf of the Dean of Faculty of Health Sciences, I would like to extend once again a heartfelt welcome executively to Professor Jose Luis and also to all of the participants. Thank you very much for your willingness to participate in this remarkable initiative. Dear Honorable Professor Jose Luis and also distinguished participants, so it is widely acknowledged that the expectations task for our lecturer and students have become significantly increased in recent years, particularly in regard to the productivity and also publishing article in both national and also international academic journal. We do realize that the success of publishing this article, it is also significantly influenced by the capacity of our lecturers and also students regarding with the how to compose the scientific background in appropriate manner, how the research methodology and also research outcome should be written in proper linguistic technique, how the state of the art, the novelty of research should be also delivered in scientific sentence, and so on and so on. So this task presents definitely a significant challenge for our lecturers and also students. So therefore, the sharing knowledge and experience activity in the term of writing strategy, the publication in academic journal currently is significantly needed for our faculty. Dear Professor Jose Luis and also distinguished participants, let me provide you some information about our faculty. At present, our faculty offers 5 departments for undergraduate program, including nursing, pharmacy, public health, nutrition science, and also physical education or sport science. Furthermore, we have also 2 professions programs, including in nursing and also pharmacy department. And also we have 2 current postgraduate program that already available in public health and also in nursing. Currently, we are also in the process of establishing a doctoral program in nursing, in dietitians professions program, and also in several programs in department in public health, pharmacy, and also physical education. With regard to the scientific journal, our faculty have 1 journal from the nursing department that has been internationally accredited by Scopus. 1 journal also from the Department of Public Health also has been internationally accredited, and also other scientific journal from the rest of the department that also have been already nationally accredited. Dear Professor Jose Luis and also distinguished participant, in my opinion, in order to facilitate the enhancement for our academic community, of course, it is very essential to implement a multi-phase approach for us that including also in a range of activity, both national and also international collaboration. And one of the initiative is today's international seminar for this afternoon sessions. Therefore, once again, we would like to express our gratitude to Professor Jose Luis. Terima kasih, thank you very much for your willingness to serve us as our international expertise in our seminar. Of course, I do believe that Professor Jose Luis will provide insight of writing strategy, and also he will also share his experience in publishing scientific article in both national and also international journal. Last but not least, I wish you the utmost success in these seminar sessions, and hope that it will enhance also our knowledge and competence to all of the participants. Once again, good luck and happy attending to this attractive seminar. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much to Mr. Muhammad Nanang for delivering and speech and introduction and opening of this seminar and workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, now we enter the next session, namely the presentation of scientific rating for nursing material from the keynote speaker, Prof. Jose Luis Yopi Sagelan, and discussion with the moderator. On this opportunity, we invite Mr. Wahyudi Mulyaningrat, SCUP Nurse MCUP Specialist Jiwa, as the moderator of the event. Let's welcome our cool and the talent moderator, Wahyudi Mulyaningrat, a mental health nursing specialist nurse, and our guest of honor, Professor Jose Luis Yopi Sagelan. Please, Mr. Yudi, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Purnyananda Pratama. Good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a pleasure to welcome all of you to today's seminar. As nurses, we are not just practitioners, but also contributors of the ever-evolving body of healthcare. Today, we have the unique privilege of delving into the art and science of academic writing, a crucial skill and empower us to share our experience, research, and innovation with the global community. It is my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker, Professor Jose Luis Yopi Agelan. Professor Yopi Agelan is not only a renowned expert in scientific writing, but also a visionary leader in advancing nursing education and research. With years of experiences mentoring professionals in the field, he brings a wealth of knowledge and practical insight to guide us in mastering this critical aspect of our profession. Before Professor delivers this material, let me bring his curriculum vitae to you. This is a short curriculum vitae from Professor Jose Luis Agelan. Professor Jose Luis Agelan is 68 years old. He was born in Madrid, Spain. And although for the last 20 years, he has traveled to Indonesia every year, sometimes staying for several months in Indonesia. Currently, Professor has retired, but he has worked for 21 years as a professor at the Faculty of Nursing. And this is professor career, yeah. From 1974 until 1977, Professor studied nursing at the Complutense University of Madrid with clinical practice at the University Hospital San Carlos in Madrid. 1977 to 1982, Professor worked as a nurse in the urology unit of the University Hospital Ramon y Cajal in Madrid with a responsibility for patient care. 1983 until 1987, Professor was appointed as a nurse in the unit continuing education at the University Hospital Ramon y Cajal in Madrid, with a responsibility for training 1,200 nurses. And these are very much career history from Professor. After that, these are some of Professor publication. These are his newest book after his publication, Guide to Preparation of Nursing Thesis Work, Administration of Nursing Services, Clinical Practice, Guide for Nursing Students, Encyclopedia for Nursing Assistant. And I think it is just 4 newest, and rest is, I think it's I can mention it one by one. And after it, there are 2 newest articles in scientific journal has been published with the title Syllabus Project for the Bachelor's Degree in Nursing, the accuracy of bibliographic references in nursing thesis work. This is the simple curriculum vitae from Professor. Okay, I encourage all of ladies and gentlemen to take full advantage of this opportunity to learn from Professor Yopi Agelan's expertise. Let us approach this session with open mind, ready to enhance our skills and elevate our contribution to nursing science. Without further ado, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Professor Jose Luis Yopi Agelan. Good morning, Professor.
Morning, selamat siang.
Selamat siang, Professor. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Professor, we are very grateful for your willingness to take your time for us. And I think you are ready to deliver great material to us. I will give you, it's about 60 minutes, or it's about an hour to deliver your material. And after that, I will open the Q question and answer session. And after that, we can conclude this session. Okay, I think this is the time for Mr. Professor Jose Luis Yopi Eslan to give his material. Please, Professor, time and Zoom screen is yours.
Terima kasih banyak, Mr. Judy. Maaf sekali to all participants because bahasa Indonesia saya tidak cukup untuk bicara. Kamu mungkin tahun depan saya coba pelatihan kedua, pelatihan ketiga, pelatihan keempat, yeah, maybe. But yeah, in English I have to say to you that first, thanks so much for the Dean invitation, the Dean Surat, which is amazing to me. After also my gratitude to Prof. Haryati, who invited me to be with you today. Also for Mr. Muhammad Anang for the beautiful word and speech, and also for Mr. Judy for giving me the floor. I'm really blessed by life, really blessed, because after 68 years old, orang tua, 60 years, more than that. And I have been lucky to see 53 countries around the world, but the only one I have been 20 times is Indonesia. I really love your country. I know now 21 islands, the same like my years as teacher at university, 21 islands in Indonesia, from Papua to Riau, from Raja Ampat to Aceh, all around Indonesia in 21 years. Even in COVID, I was there. Even in COVID, I was there stuck in Jakarta in quarantine. So when I hear Indonesia Raya, Sekarang, for me it's like Nanggis, because I miss you. I miss your country. I miss your, yeah, it's amazing the relationship we have. I have been lucky to be there teaching now, which I'm retired, as Mr. Yudi said before, retired, but still teaching there. For example, in Manado, Jakarta, Depok, like different hospital. And now I have been blessed for your invitation at your university. I'm very grateful to you all. Also for the 60 students, I guess, is around there. So for me, it's really my pleasure to address you this workshop, this seminar today. And hopefully we have a nice time. I hope it's menarik untuk kamu, especially for the people who are now involved in writing the paper. So let me share then my screen and start my presentation. But once again, for me, it's a pleasure to meet you all today. So we have this title because this is for workshop, today's seminar, but the seminar doesn't finish today because for me, I like after the seminar to continue the communication with the student. So later I give you my personal phone so you can address to me with question after the seminar. That's why I still keep workshop, because I want not to finish today with this. So I be in touch with you all. And yes, the title is Producing High Quality Scientific Writing. I'm pleased to know that you have now one journal in Scopus. That's great. So let's try to get more today with my advice to your student. So let's move to the seminar, to the workshop. So for today, my goal is provide participant specifically motivation, not just skill or knowledge, but also motivation to produce high quality scientific writing. You know, sometimes The roads are difficult, the roads are long, the road not easy, but the difficult roads led to beautiful destination. So let's go to this road and find this beautiful destination, who is the paper, already like this in, you see, in my Gambar Kiri, you see finally the paper in a top magazine. This is why we try to do today. So for scientific writing, I have this definition here. We have so many, but this is one. So it's important to communicate our funding, the research result, and you have to use clarity, precision, structure, format, often including some specific sections like abstract, introduction, etc. The goal is to present the data and finding in a way who is easy understandable. You also have to be reproducible and verifiable by others. This is the definition. But the most important is the phrase you have down. If you haven't written it, you haven't done it. So it's important to publish, to finish your paper and to deliver to the community, the nurses, general public on time. So here you also have the most famous novel. You have Laskar Pelangi. Maybe many of you read Andrea Hirata Laskar Pelangi, or maybe you see the movie. Pak Yudi, maybe you see the movie? Sure. Laskar Pelangi, tahu, yes. Because he's terkenal in
yes,
Indonesia.
Yes, I already watched the Laskar Pelangi movie.
The movie, yes. I was lucky to be 4 times in Belitung Island, which is beautiful. It's one of your beautiful islands. And I was lucky to be there many times with my good friend Andrea Hirata, also collaborate with some translation of the buku, the new buku. So I keep in touch with him, and this is fantastic novel. But my example here, my chonto, is because in literature, you use emotive language, you use narrative structure, you use subjective interpretation, is novel. But on the right-hand side, you have here the book, maybe also terkenal for nurses, which is the Potter Fundamental of Nursing. This is opposite, is precision and clarity, objectivity and structure format. It's opposite to the novel. So I don't know if you can see my pointing here moving. You can see the pointing here, the mouse moving, maybe. Okay.
Yes, Mister. So, yes, Professor, it's moving.
Okay. So we have here the importance of the scientific writing. I put maybe bigger, because maybe you can see like this, maybe more like this. Yes. So the important, if for the dissemination of knowledge, you have different reasons. For example, for methodologies, here you have in the left-hand side the pain assessment tool, which is terkenal also, is worldwide for EFA pain assessment. And you have in the middle some insight we knew in COVID. In COVID, we understand finally that for the patient, it's better the position like this, di bawah, with face di bawah, not di atas. So it's important for the recovery of this patient. So this is insight also from knowledge. And is in the right-hand side, you have this picture of Dr. Barbara Cooper, who is nurse in Pennsylvania University. So he discovered this neonatal, which is possible to measure also how the neonatal patient feed and have the parameter of analysis and everything. So it's fantastic new discovery by a nurse. So all this is important to be disseminated around the world. For example, from 2003 to 2023, you have here the increase in nursing world scientific production. So it's amazing. We have almost 2 million. You see here in the left-hand side, 2 million of documents results around the world. This is nursing around the world. And you see how's the increase over the years, amazing increase to reach almost these 2 million. So now it's growing because after COVID, we have again a boost. For example, just in Indonesia, you have your article, and in this period, also you contribute to the world nursing production with 5,000 documents, you see the peak, but unfortunately, after 220 decreased by the COVID disease, and yeah, reached this point, but now it's growing again. So if you imagine that Indonesian nurse have to read 5,000 documents in this year, 20 years, which is around 7,000 days. So the motto is that a nurse, Indonesian nurse, should read at least one paper a day, one paper every day, to be really in position to discuss about the topic. For example, maternal emergency or dengue or whatever. The nurse should read one paper a day to be up to date with the colleagues of her topics. So this is just for the reason, just for this slide, this seminar is menaric because you have to read, but you have also to produce the knowledge. So for your nurses, it's very important, this slide, because this is Indonesia, this is your situation. And also I can put it by universities in Indonesia. You have the top 10, the top 15 universities to produce this knowledge. So it's important to be there because every day the world is changing and the article is coming more and more, and you have to be prepared for this, for be one of these universities and be at the very top level, because your student deserve that, the community deserve that. You start with this journal, and hopefully for next year, we plan to make some collaboration also about some article with bibliography. So maybe in the future you can go up in this chart. For me, also this is a dream come true. This is a book here, which is for the final degree lecture. The final degree lecture for undergraduate, master, or thesis, doctoral thesis. So in my university, in University Complutense of Madrid, I have this idea and share with the managers, share with the faculty deans, and also with librarian. So we collaborate with some professor from different hospitals to write this book, which is not just for me. Obviously, it's like 20 people involved, 20 people, 3 years works. But after this, you see the importance of scientific writing and especially publishing. I have to say that for me is like a final product of my career. I managed to see that this book, after the years, is in 61 countries around the world, spread because it's free book. It's free book. I sent to you, so all the participants have the book today because already sent, and it's a book who has 22,000 or more downloads in June. So really, really important how the publishing and scientific writing reach the world. You see all kind of countries in all continents, and here is Indonesia also for 4 download. Hopefully for tomorrow is going to be more. And yeah, the importance of scientific writing is by different reasons, not just because you have to reach the world, but you need to be more detailed in methodology, and you have to make accurate description of your methods, the methods you use. This is, for example, for lab, but you have in NERSC different methods. So it's important to have this and allow other researchers to replicate your study, to make the replica of your study, so that the result can be verified. This is very important, the result verified. Because of the credibility and reliability of scientific research. If your work is possible to verify, this is important for your credibility as a writer, and also the reliability for the community of scientific research. Let me go here for a moment because I want to, okay. So also the importance of the scientific writing and publishing came from validation. Validation for the peer review. So it's important for the scientific writing critically evaluated by other experts, your colleague in the field, in the topic, and for you to ensure the quality, accuracy, and significance of the research. Especially for the accuracy, I show you later our article or paper for scientific writing, but in terms of bibliography, which is very important also for you today. Then the type of scientific document is different. We have different type of scientific writing. So let me first try to put this out because I have here. Sure. The screen, I have this one. Don't know why. No. Maybe you can see it. Okay. So we have different type of document, like journal articles, which is the more important. Also have a book chapters, doctoral thesis, like this one. We have conference papers. We have also clinical practice guidelines. It's considered also scientific document. And for the people working specifically in Kesehatan, in hospital or other places, the protocol, website, or also the technical report. So all of these you can consider and much more, but this is the most important scientific document. This is the nursing world scientific production, the world scientific production at this point. So in the last 20 years, more or less, you can see that the article, the paper for article in NERSC Journal is 73%, but you can include also here the review, which is different kind of article, which is almost 12%. So you see, it's almost 90%. 90% between the review and the article original. This is in blue, warna biru. This is original article, and in warna merah, red is the review, which is 12%. It's important also, the review article, systematic or not, but the review is very important for us because it's like a very top level of literature. And after this 90%, for the rest, 10% more or less, you have book chapters, you have the conference papers, editorial, the note, the letter, some other kind of books, short surveys, the erratum, which also now some researchers use also the erratum, and others. So this is the rest of the 10%. How to write a paper for scientific journal. So I'm trying to help you to do this from the scratch, from the white paper, which you get blocked. I have a question for a student how to address this, the white paper in the beginning and finish with, your article already published. So this is important. And in this Jalan, I can help you to make the transition from this to that, because this is very difficult from the white when you get blocked. And when you finish, it's a long time. You have been working on it, but you need some advice, some tutor. You need help for this. So the first thing is to search for research topic. So should be original, interesting, generic, or this should be by your tutor or mentor proposal, or you can continue the last publication for your group or for yourself, or you can conduct literature review analysis, which is important. We talk about later about the systematic review or simple review, but in literature analysis. Or as you're going to do with our research, you can also conduct replicating one study which is already done, like we did, for example, for bibliography, and you're going to repeat in your hospital or in your university or, yes, in your Puskesmas or whatever. Replicate the same studies. And at this point, you should first establish what's your strengths and weakness, because you have to be honest, jure with this and say, we have strength, but we also have weakness. So this is the process to review the relevant literature. You told me before that it's important for your student. So let's review it, because this is what you have to do for relevant literature you have for your topic. When you start, the first you go is to see what's already published. So for this, for the publishing, you have the first step. For example, you found this 6A3 document, like almost 2 retours. Oof, so many, because you have from Scopus this, PubMed, Cochrane. With Cochrane is specific for systematic review. It's fantastic. Cochrane is a very top level for the systematic review. I encourage you to go to the page, because it's a wonderful web page. You have a lot of information in any topic, and it's really worldwide, and one of the best. After we have, for example, this is from Spain also, and you have CINAHL for health and other literature related with nursing. After this step, you go to the second and you select by title and abstract. Because in the first, you also search by keywords for your topic and limit. For example, in time, you want 5 years or 10 years. But in the second step, if you receive so many, almost 2 retours, so you go back here and you see, it's just retours. So you save many by selection for title and abstract. After this, you select by inclusion or exclusion criteria, because you have to put inclusion and exclusion criteria for your topic. So the number just dramatically drop down, you see, to 56. And after, for this 56, you conduct the methodological criticism. So you finish with 50, because 6 of them do not meet the criteria for the methodological criticism. So you get 50, but maybe some professor or other colleague give you 11 articles. So you finish with 61. This is the number, the final number for your literature review. So that's what you have to do. You first go to the papers in your area, and finally, for example, you get this one. Maybe this is for original article. If you go to systematic review, you have so many, because in systematic review, for example, when you finish, normally you have like 80, 100 reference, 150, because your job is to make this review in all the Scopus, PubMed, Cochrane, and everything. So you have, maybe you publish more than 100 reference or around 100. But if the article is just original article, sometimes 60, sometimes 20, sometimes 30. It depends of the topic. But for systematic review, you need so many. The most important thing also here is to analyze the research gaps. So your research should address this, like the white place here, which is not filled by the green. So you need, and in our case, in our gap, we state the quality of bibliography of our undergraduate university student. This is the gap we try to fill with this. And for us, studying the accuracy of bibliographic reference. In our university, we use the Vancouver style. So we measure the accuracy of our reference in Vancouver style for the student. Then the next step is identifying what's the key research question. What is the quality of the bibliography or our undergraduate nursing student? This was our key question. This is the key question. It's important to start. You have to address a question, and after you can conduct your study. And before that, you have to measure the feasibility of your study. So for example, you have to address this question. Are the data collection methods appropriate to the project objectives? Or what are the estimated financial resources required for the study? So about personnel, material, equipment, compensation, fees, or whatever. You have to conduct your study. So for evaluating the existing research, in our case, for example, we found just 2 or 3 or 4 articles, or maybe less than 10, because no many group in the world study the accuracy of reference in theses or in nursing journals or in university student like us. So for us, maybe we were like the first in undergraduate, because this is from Iran, but they is focused in doctoral thesis. So for us, maybe one of the first study to measure the accuracy of reference in university student. But you have to evaluate what's in the market, what's in your area of competence, in your topic. So you have to review the existing research. And also, at this point, to ensure you have the ethical approval. This is important. I have also a question for your student about ethical. So I start addressing my answer here, because it's very important. For example, if you are in labs for medicine like this, like pills in laboratory, you have to get the university ethical approval for the committee. If you are in hospital, for example, in surgery or any other area of the hospital, you also need to have the ethical approval for your hospital, for the patient to sign with the doctor or the nurse in charge. This is for assistance. But also, if you're conducting sometimes animal project for research and procedure to the approved body, you need also the approval of ethical committee for animals. So for medicine, for patient, for animals, you also need the ethical approval, even sometimes for question, just for doing question for the patient. And after this, if you also have the approval, you formulate your hypotheses and objectives. It's important. This, for example, for my master presentation, you see the opinions of nursing students on the use of nursing process and nursing diagnosis. I have to conduct research, so I need also approval for the committee, ethical committee, because I address questionnaire to the students to know about opinion for the nursing process. At this point, I visit NANDA conference and in 2008, and I was able to speak with Dr. Marjorie Gordon about functional health patterns. So my interest, after a question Marjorie Gordon addressed to me, Dr. Marjorie Gordon, who is a fantastic contributor to nursing process by the 11 functional health pattern, asked to me, how was the receptivity of the student in the nursing process and nursing diagnosis? And we discover with this study that is associated with certain profiles. For example, the nurses, the male or female, don't have the same receptivity or whatever. So this is important for the study that you formulate your hypothesis. You have after to set up the research plan. In our case, this is the title, the accuracy of bibliographic reference for the nursing degree final project. And first, we communicate the idea to the Department of Nursing. After, we involve two librarians, one of the university and other librarian for the hospital. After this, we make the research proposal to conduct a study on the quality of bibliography for our undergraduate student. And after, we establish the design for the study. To measure this quality of bibliography, we extract the student grades and reference into final degree project groups, the 13 best and 13 worst. Create an Excel table to evaluate the reference. We have a total 957, and we share with colleagues. We write this article, which is published already. We after pass the peer review, and yeah, we choose this journal, which is good for our purpose. So now we move to the first practical issue here, because when you address this, when you start to conduct your research, you have to locate and make critical analysis of your data. Critical analysis of your data. So for us, our data was the errors in bibliographic reference. Errors in bibliographic reference. For example, this kind of error you see in red color, warna merah, or this one, which is error also, or this one, which is also error, this one, because we have the gold standard, which is the Vancouver style. This is like good, like you see in green, warna hijau is good, like Vancouver style said, the reference has to be done. So this is important. So we have to follow this. And you see that here is not followed, and also here, and also here. So we're gonna practice a little bit about this. Let me check. Yes, 10. So maybe we can do some practice here. We need like 8 students to do the practice. So or maybe for you can provide me the student, and we make this stop here and address the student to have this practice in bibliography. So I prepared my slide for the first student. Maybe you can tell me which is the student who is going to address this and explain after how's the good way to do the reference.
Okay, Professor, you need to want a student to practice this method to make some references.
Yes, yes. A total eight students.
Yeah. Are there any students to what is it? To get to make your share screen?
Yeah, I share first the A1.
Uh,
This one. Let me put the big. Oof, but I have here, I don't know why. Let me get rid of this. In between, you can find, or you can decide which student to participate in this one.
Okay.
My IQs,
Other
Professor
student?
Pak Yudi, my IQs. Okay. Professor, would you like to also on the how to say put the standard? Is it using a Vancouver? Because maybe our student not really familiar with the Vancouver style, because we use the LPA. So would you like to put also the gold standard for the Vancouver, so they can analyze? Okay.
Sure.
How many students do you want to choose?
Yeah, eight total. Eight. Total
Eight students.
Student.
Okay. Pak Yudi, I permission to choose the student.
Yes, please.
Okay. Maybe Vera, please ready. And Bagas. Vera, Bagas.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have to ready to analyze. Bagas, Vera. Okay, I will notes. Bagas, Vera, and then Herlina, and then Casey. Okay, Pak Ajat, I think. Pak Ajat. Elisa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and I will put Kodria. And then I'm not really familiar with the student. Maybe Junianto, Mr. Junianto. Mr. Junianto is a master student, is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Once again, for the student will participate how to analyze the reference. The first is Bagas, and then Vera, Herlina, Kasih, Mr. Ajat, Mrs. Elisa, Miss Kodria, and also Mr. Junianto. Okay, Professor, please.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Thanks so much, Hariati. So yes, sure. If you use the APA, it's the time to move to Vancouver style, because you have to know that Vancouver style in health sciences is terkenal, is around 70–80% of the reference of health science journals written in Vancouver style. After APA, MAA, different Chicago or something, yeah, but for the most important is Vancouver. So you have to know, even using APA, now we're studying Vancouver style. So for Vancouver style, you have this gold standard. You have to put the name after the abbreviation of the surname of the researcher. You see the family name and abbreviation of your surname. I know in Indonesia, sometimes you have just one name, because in my last workshop, I have students that say, no, professor, I have just one name for everything, not like in Europe or in America, we have two surnames. So, but for here, for the author, you have to put like this. And after, if more than 8, you have to put this et al, because it's more than 6 author, more than 6. No, you don't put all the name. You put after the title, not in capital letter, just like this. After, you have to put the journal here. And for the journal, you have to abbreviate also in PubMed or ISO. You after put the data after semicolon, which, you have the volume, the issue, 1, 2, 2 dots, and your pages, but you also abbreviate. So this is the gold standard in Vancouver style. So you have to put the pages, not the old that drop the character not need. For example, this is 40 to 6. So you need to coop. No need to put this. So as you see here, there's a problem when the red dot in here also, because here they don't put the dot to separate the journal from the date. You have to put, you see this dot here, separating the journal of the date. And this is missing, so this is Salah. Okay, so this is the characteristic of the Vancouver style for reference standard. So now that we know how to do it, we know the gold standard, we move to real situation, and with your student, we can see how to improve this reference. So we're going to put the example here. Let me open. Oof, this is marking. I should first finish here. Okay, and now move to this one. So we can go to the first student already. So for the first student name, once again.
Okay, so the student will mention about what is the wrong in this reference. Is it correct, Professor?
Yeah, the first.
Okay,
this is for the first student. So I put first the Salah, and after we talk about the correction. But the student should found the Salah here in this one. The first student. This is just for the first student.
Okay. I permission Pak Yudi to handle this part from the practice. And the first we invite Bagas. Bagas, do you ready? Bagas, can you open your microphone? Bagas? Okay. Because Bagas doesn't provide the response, maybe we invite the Vera. Vera, do you an online meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vera, please see this reference, and you can use the Vancouver style, and maybe you can mention is it correct or not. If not correct, which part. Jadi Vera lihat tulisan ini, kemudian apakah dengan pola Vancouver yang tadi sudah dijelaskan, itu ada bagian yang tidak tepat. Kalau tidak tepat, bagian mana? Oke, dan please speak up, sampaikan. Silakan Vera.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, ma'am. Permission to answer for the incorrect part is in the author name. And for the title of the article, and for the journal, for years, volume, issues, and page number is correct, but for the author name is incorrect. And correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you.
No, yeah, Vera, thank you for your input. Yeah, you're right. It's some fault there in the author name, but I want to know which is the specific wrong you see in this reference with the author name. Which is the problem? Which is a specific problem with this reference, Vera? Just in the authors area, not for the rest. For later we see some more problem for this reference later, but now I'm focused in the authors. In the authors, what do you see? It is Sala. His problem is not good.
Because in the outer name the writing is used tanda hubung strip and not used at all.
Et al. Yes, that's right. Because you see how many authors we have here. How many total?
9.
9. Yes. And which is the limit for author in Vancouver style for to get the name of the author? Which is the last author? Which is the limit? 9? Not. Maybe not.
3.
No. More. Little more. Between 3 and 9. Between 3 and 9, which is 6. 6. So
6.
yes, 6 total. And after you put et al. So let me put here. I get rid of this. And now I put you was the solution. So you have here the answer to this. So you just put the in the correct reference. You can see my mouse moving here. Can you see?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so this is the correct reference. In the correct reference, you see here, we have just 6 authors: Romero, Leiva, Paramio, Paloma, Pastor, Ofral, et al. Et al. Meaning and the rest, because you inform me that we're 9, total 9. So et al. Meaning all the rest. For example, if you have 20 authors, you do the same. You finish with this Ofral. This is your 6. And after your 6, you put et al. Up to the 20 or 15 or 12 or 10. But in Vancouver style, no more than 6. Okay? No more than 6. So you see, you have your change made here, applied et al., which is Latin. Latin, Bahasa Latin, which mean and the rest. So these 6 authors and the rest, okay? And the rest, after the 6. So thanks so much, Vera, for your input. So we move now to the next student. With this
Okay,
one.
for the next student, Miss Herlina, do you ready? Herlina, do you in online meeting? Herlina pakai bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa, karena dari kelas reguler. Herlina, do you brave to analyze this reference? Okay, maybe we will move to the next student. Mr. Casey, do you in online meeting? Mr. Casey, we would like your response. No? I think some student it's very same how to speak up.
Sure.
Okay. And then
No problem.
Mr. Ajat. Mr. Ajat, do you ready to analyze this reference? Okay, we will move another apologies, Professor.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Elisa, Bu Elisa, siap? Miss Elisa, would you like to open your microphone? Okay, we will move to Kodria.
Saya tidak bisa bahasa Inggris, Bu.
Gak apa-apa, pakai bahasa
No
Indonesia.
problem, no problem. You can speak
problem.
Indonesia. You can speak bahasa
Prof. Jose
Indonesia.
juga bahasa Indonesia. Oke, please. Siap ya, Bu Elisa ya? Oke, Bu
Ya.
Elisa.
Selamat sore, Mister.
Sore.
Ya, Mister. Saya mau menanyakan, Miss. Kalau ini
Maaf,
kan
Bu Elisa. Maaf, Bu Elisa. Bu Elisa, mohon maaf. Bu
Iya.
Elisa lihat penulisan yang di layar.
Iya.
Ya,
Bu.
silakan.
Sebentar,
Bu.
saya
Jadi
cari
yang
tempat yang agak sepi, Bu. Mohon maaf. Sebentar.
wait a minute, Professor, because the student have to
Iya.
a quiet environment. Oke, Bu
Sebentar,
Elisa
Ibu.
silakan. Oke, maaf saya pandu. Bu Elisa silakan lihat penulisan yang di sini. Nah, Bu Elisa analisis mana yang salah penulisan di bagian ini dengan menggunakan pola Vancouver. Menurut Bu Elisa bagian mana yang nggak pas? Silakan.
Menurut saya, sebentar, Bu. Maaf, saya pakai HP ya, Bu. Jadi,
Nggak apa-apa. Silakan fokus dulu. Silakan
Iya.
fokus dulu. Bagian mana yang salah? Nggak harus banyak. 1 poin aja boleh. Silakan.
harusnya dari belakang ke depan ya, Bu.
Maksudnya
Eh,
nama ya, dari nama dulu. Benar nggak untuk nama?
Chen. Jadi, Chen, terus
Oke, author ya. Tentang author. Oke. And
Author
what else?
bagus.
Apalagi yang lain?
Ya.
apa ya, Bu? Dibalikin lagi, Bu. A titik
Oke,
J
oke. Ya,
tim,
oke.
terus study on the prevalence of tipe
Oke,
2.
Untuk judul, mohon maaf. Untuk judul, ada yang
Iya.
salah nggak di dalam penulisannya?
Menurut saya, maaf ya dengan keterbatasan ilmu saya, Bu.
Ya, tadi kan udah dijelaskan. Tadi ada Vancouver, polanya seperti apa, udah dijelaskan oleh Prof. Jose.
Iya,
Ada
Bu.
yang keliru nggak menurut Ibu di bagian ini?
Menurut saya, kayaknya udah ya, Bu.
Oke, sudah. Oke,
Begitu
oke,
ini, Bu.
cukup,
Mohon
Bu.
maaf, Bu.
Makasih.
Professor, Miss Elisa mentioned she is still in the semester 1, and as he mentioned about the authorship from the writing is not really correct, and according to Miss Elisa, she mentioned that it should be like Y, Chen. And also for the title, she's still confused because I think the student not really familiar with the Vancouver style.
I see.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I move to the solution here. Let me get rid of this one. And after, sorry, finish this, get rid of this, B1, move to B2, which is the solution for this. After I have to finish here. Yes. So yeah, for the names are good because it's abbreviate initial of surname. So for the names in reference is good. But the problem here for the correction is the student of the researcher capitalize all the word. You see, I put here again. So this is good for this one. Sorry, let's put this here. I put in blue color maybe. So for this is good for this one, but not for this and the rest. This is Salah. This is Salah, this is Salah, this is Salah, this is Salah, because you just put the first in capital, not all, not this, not this, not this. This is not, should be like this. This is good. You see? So you should put the first one. This one is good, but not for the rest. You see, this is not capital, not capital, not capital. So this is the correct way to do in Vancouver style. The explanation is here. Only the first word, which is this one. This is good, but not for the rest. Okay? So this is explanation for this title. This is the problem with the title. So we can move now to next student to see the next Chonto or C1. So you have more students for address this or any other volunteer?
Okay. We invite Miss Kodria. Okay, please. Miss Kodria, do you still in online meeting? Okay, please. Please check the reference and you have to analyze based on the Vancouver style, please.
Okay, ma'am. I think the author is correct. And from the I think wrong from I think it's wrong from the citation is Journal of Environment Policy Research because seharusnya itu menggunakan tidak terlalu panjang penulisannya. Kemudian next is tanggal itu number from the citation DOA-nya. This is wrong because I think DOA is not too complete. I think it's enough, Miss.
Okay, thank you,
So
Ms. Kodria. Okay, please, Prof. Joseph.
Yeah, Hayati, maybe you can translate to me if I understand good. Because
okay. Okay. Actually, Ms. Kodria mentioned for the author is correct, and also for the title correct. However, for the name of journal, it should be abbreviated. It's still a long names. Okay. And also for the DOI, I think is it should be put or not? She still not make sure not for this reference.
Okay. So yes, she's almost 100% right because the author is good here. The title you see now is good because just this one is capitalized, this A, just this. So it's also good, not for the rest, not for this. This is good. This is good also. So for the title now is good because this is not capital, just this one, just this one. So good for the title, but as she said, exactly, for the journal, you don't put the namanya lengkap. You have to put, yes, abbreviate. So this is the problem in this reference. This is the problem, the journal. So you have to go, I'm going to erase this. Menghapus after finish and give you for the good because this is C1. So we have moved to C2, which is the solution here. So after this, you see again that we have this name, which is long journal title. So you don't use this in Vancouver style. You don't use. So this is Sala. So the correct is this one. You go to PubMed, for example, or you go to ISO, and you see the correct journal abbreviated name. This is important because for the journal, you don't put this because it's too long. And in scientific research, you try to make like slim, like reduce, short. abbreviate. You see the proper, but you need the proper abbreviation. So the next question for your student will be, okay, I need the proper abbreviation. So where do I found this abbreviation? So you found in PubMed or you found in ISO. You have to go to internet and check it, and after go back and put this reduced name for the journal. For the rest is good. And about the DOI, we review it later, but if you can, if it's able, it's possible, it's good for you to mention the DOI, because DOI means document object in the publication. So it's the document that is really involved with your document. Is this one, which identifies your paper. So that's why, once again, is document object identifier. This is this number, because sometimes you put different, but this we review later. But yeah, here, Dibawa, you have the changes we made here. So you see, you don't put this, but you put just this one. Abbreviate. This is important. C2. So move to your next student now, to the next one. Push this and continue. Yes. Oof. Not easy because I didn't.
Okay. Mr. Junianto, we invite Mr. Junianto. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, please, Prof. Jose.
Yeah. Because I don't know how not maybe finish here. Sure. No, this is it. I mean a D. D1. D1. Yes, this is a reference. Here. So you can see any Salah in this reference?
Okay,
Yes, Rob. Yeah. From this reference about the author is correct.
Okay.
And then the title of article is correct because use
just the first letter of capitalization, the T from DFX. So yes, you're betul.
Yeah, just use capitalization in the front of the text, yeah. And
yes,
then about abbreviation of journal is correct.
Yeah, betul
yeah.
juga.
And then the year and page of the article, this is maybe correct, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe all
already.
of the reference correct, maybe.
Maybe, but maybe not perfect. It's difficult for you, and yeah, you did fantastic, but this is a difficult contoh because you later see that it's not easy. The problem, I give you a clue. The problem is around here in this area.
Yeah.
The problem is around here in this area because, you know, after the dot that separate the magazine, you see the magazine is already fantastic also for abbreviated. Yes, Journal of Health. Journal is just the J, like J, my J from Jose, just the same, Jose. Journal. You don't put journal link up. So you put just J. So this is correct. Health also. Yeah. Science, research. Research, yes, this is correct, abbreviated, but the problem is around here. The problem is around here, which is the date. So after the journal, which is good, you put this dot, after the journal, separate for starting the date. And for the date, you separate from the volume, which is this with semicolon. You see this semicolon? So this is good also. And for the pages, they use two dots here, which is good also. This one is good also.
Yes.
The 2 dot. So it seemed that everything also for the number, the volume, it seemed everything is okay, but not really. So let me help you with this because you not easy for you this reference. You're not you say in Indonesia beruntuk for lucky. You're not beruntuk maybe for lucky because difficult reference. So
Yes, because the spirit from the dot there a little bit to see.
so you can see what's the salah. So we have this the reference again. We have this. Let me note again here for you. Yes, we have the problem which is here. I told you. And now, what do you see in the correct reference? Which is the difference from this to this?
Yes.
Which is the difference?
The name of month, yeah. The name of one, May and 5. Yeah, there is May.
May, yes, is at the month to the date from this to this.
Yes.
And why is that? And why is so difficult for you to see this is salah? Because I told you it's very difficult reference to found the salah because it sounds like with the years cukup enough for this, but not really. You know what? Because the problem is that some magazines have regular publishing, and this magazine has. So if the journal has the regular publishing, you should include the months also, not just the year, but the year and the month. First the years and after the month. So this is the correct with May, because inform you about in which month this article is published. So yeah, this is now correct, not before. So thanks so much because your input you have difficult, but yeah, also I hope you learn about this also. So thanks so much. And yeah, move to the next student, which is E.
Next student, Mr. Ajat. Mr. Ajat, can you hear my voice? Are you in the room? Not yet. Maybe Cassie. Cassie, are you in the room? Okay. Maybe Miss Carolina. Miss Carolina, do you hear me? No? Okay. Mr. Bagas? Mr. Bagas, do you hear my voice to participate in this session? No? Maybe I call Ajat again. Are you here?
Or maybe we have any volunteer to do this because this is more easy. This is more easy. So maybe we have some volunteer.
Yeah, okay. I have one volunteer, Professor Vera. Vera, you want to answer again?
Yes,
Please.
sir.
Sure.
Okay, please.
The incorrect is in the volume and issues.
Around here, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Around here.
Yes.
The volume and issue.
And issues.
And which the salah? On the volume or the issue?
The issues. The issues should be in the full stop, not using semicolon.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Terima kasih banyak. This is right. Absolutely right. Yeah. Go back to here. Yes, because I show you and your student also now. You're gonna see the different E1. So we move to E2 to see. Oh, not here. I lose E2. I have to capture here. No problem. It's still here. So move to E2, which is this one. So as you said, exactly, we note here again. So we have this salah because no, this is correct between the year and the volume, but for the volume and the issue, this one, this is the salah. For this is benar, the first semicolon, but should be separated by parentheses without additional. So the correct form is like this. You put first this semicolon, which is good, the first one, after the year. After the year, the first is good. But after you put the volume, parentheses, and the issue, not the second semicolon. This is not good. The second one, not good. The first one is good, this one is good, but not this second one. So the proper, as you said before, is like this, 22 parentheses 5. You see? Change from here to here. This is the explanation of the changes. Okay, so fantastic. Terima kasih banyak. Let me hapus all of these, get out, and move to the next one. F1. So this is F1.
Okay, thank you, Vera, for your answer. And the next, maybe, is there one volunteer to answer this, to analyze these references, please? Cassie, are you here? No, Mr. Ajat, I see your name in the list of this room. Maybe you can hear my voice, Mr. Ajat Sudrajat.
Or maybe we can repeat with the first participant, for example, for Ms. Vera or other, because this is more easier. This is more easier. It's really, yeah, easy. So.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Please, is there anyone to answer this, to analyze this reference, please?
Okay, no problem. I can explain to you because it's really more simple. This reference, number 5, is already good till the end because the name is, the author is good. You see, title also good. We have the journal, abbreviate also. And we have the year, we have the volume, we have the number, but the problem after the 2 dot is the pages, because we have complete pages, but we don't need really this one. So let me go to the solution to see how we can make it better, which is like this. F2. So, saya lupa hapus ini. Yes. So, we have the original with these pages, with all first with this complete 100 to 112. But the correct is like this. You have to abbreviate because don't need to put this number. This is not necessary to repeat. So you drop this, you drop the first one, and you get 12. Just this, like this. From this to the abbreviate Vancouver style rule, which is omitting repeated digits in page ranges. So ini cukup. This one is good. This one is good. This is not good. Okay. So this is the F2. To see you, the pages should be abbreviated at all time, if possible, like this. So let's move again to the next error in reference. F2G. So for G, this is sorry, I have to first open this. And for G is cited by year, month, and day. Why is this? Because you not always have your paper. Sometimes it's online. So if online, like this paper, you should put internet. Once again, you see, this is good for the author. This one also is good. For the title, also good. Just this capitalized, so the title is also good. This is the magazine, the journal, which is also in abbreviated form, is good. But we have internet because this magazine has online version, which is internet. In this case, when you put the online, like online is changing, different to the paper. When you have the journal just in paper, like old times, the paper doesn't change. The paper is already the same, but not for the internet, because sometime in internet, they change the numbers or everything. So you have to put where you cited. And you cited 2016, October 19. Okay, so this is what you have to put. And after this, you put the volume. You have the volume number 30. You don't have number here, no problem. And you have here the page. Or this in this case is more the document identificator, like DOI, but in this case is in digital. They have this different to normal paper pages. So this is for page or document identificator. And after you put where you can find it, available from, and you can find it here, http blah, 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 blah. And you have here your document in this internet address. But here, the point is that the date and available from, these two elements have to be in the same language that the article. So in this case, dry needling impatient, this is English. So cited should be in English and available from in English. For example, if all these you publish in Indonesia, in Bahasa Indonesia, all these, then you have to put your site in Bahasa. So how do you say, for example, cited in Bahasa? Cited. You should
Disitasi, itu Pak.
And citasi? Okay.
Disitasi.
Disitasi, yes, sure. Then you have to put here in Bahasa, and the name, maybe this is the same, I guess, October. Because after you saying, oh, not sure. October for you is October like this?
OKT.
like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay.
perfect, perfect. So you change the English here, and you put yours, which is October. You put also your word for cited, and how do you say available from in Bahasa Indonesia? Available from.
Available from, what is it?
Yeah, it's like you can get it here. It's maybe I saw when you have, for example, pesan, and you said how do you say when you deliver pesan online to rumah? You deliver, so you said we accept pesan di rumah. So menerima or something like this. Menerima.
Menerima is receive.
Receive. Yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
the place you can find it. So I'm not sure about the Indonesian word, but this is available from, which is at your disposal here. You have the paper here in this address, in this one. So this is where you have this is the address, alamat. This is the alamat. So alamat is available, is for you here, the alamat of the article. Something like this, like seperti alamat. So you inform where you can find, and you can find your paper here in this address, internet address. So yes, it's like alamat di sini, something like this. But in Bahasa Indonesia, jika kalau your paper is in Bahasa Indonesia, your paper is in English, you put cited here and available from here in English. Okay, this is the difference. Let me hapus again and move to this one. So this one is the same example. So not for internet. You see this is on, yes, and this address. And some of the students talk about the DOI before, because you have here in URL. This is name URL. So this is the URL here, the alamat, electronic alamat, URL. But in Vancouver style, you can put this, yes, it's not salah. But if you have the DOI, I told you before, is better than this for the alamat, because this alamat, you see, is so long. It's 2 lines. This line, and after this line, so it's too long. It's like confusing. So better if it's possible for you to change to this one. You see, incorrect with URL because this is really big, and you move to this one. Move. So once again, I put in big first this. So you move to this using the DOI, which is the correct form. The DOI, which you see is shorter than the URL. This is perfect because you have the document object identifier here, identifier. So you can go to internet and get it langsung. It's easier than the other one, than the URL. So this is incorrect really when you have the DOI. If you have the DOI, you should use the DOI. This is the correct form, okay? So with this, we finish practice for the reference. I can move back maybe to here. So you now understand, we review the Vancouver style. So you know how is the gold standard, which is this one, or is the good one. Vancouver style gold standard. This is the good. And you have here, you know now why this is SALA, why this is SALA. This also, this for APA, but not for Vancouver. And this also missing. And this is opposite. You should put in opposite order. Shafipur Bida, with just the first letter, with this one, not all these, but just the first one. So this is opposite. This here, and this is there. This opposite. So this, all this, Salah. So you know how to write reference with the Vancouver style. So before moving, you have any more question about this, the reference, the standard of Vancouver? Any question about the standard of Vancouver?
Please, student, any question?
Let me review.
To Professor Jose about the Vancouver style in bibliography. I think
Okay.
it's very close, Professor. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So let's move to the next one. Then after you have this result, you select appropriate methodology, which in our case, this is important for the professor, the teacher that are gonna conduct the study, make the replica or our study. So in our case, we make like a descriptive study. I put there here again, we make descriptive study, and we study conducted to the, we select and evaluate our information sources, which is the final degree lecture of the student. So the most important really are, yes, for us, the methodology is study this, the reference. We have 26 final degree projects, 26 total for the student undergraduate, in order to determine their compliance with Vancouver standard. It's the same we did now, just a minute now, we did here. So it's the same. So, because I told you it's the most commonly used citation style in Health Island, almost around 80%. So this is very important, Vancouver style, around 80%. That's why we use this. And you see, our reference came for scientific journals. We study just paper for magazine, not book. For example, this, not other bibliographic resources like book or web pages or no. Just a citing of papers with articles, original or review article in scientific journal. So let's put everything. And here, move to the next one. So if you reach this point, you have to be sure that you have enough funding, you have resources, and you have to evaluate availability. If the project needs budget, of need subject, or needs laboratory clinical setting or something, it's mandatory to, yes, secure first funding and resources, because maybe in our case no need, because we do gratis, no need for this, but sometimes you need some resources, so you have to be sure that you have these resources granted. After this, you establish research timeline to see the time required to complete each phase of your study, from planning and that data collection to analysis and reporting. and you develop timeline. Yeah, that outline key milestone. First, I want this. In the second month, I need that. In 3 months, I need that. And deadline when you finish everything. So you need timeline for your study. So for the data collection methods, you have the sampling. In our case, is random sampling. You can also purposive sampling, but usually you use the random, is better for the method. And you have to detail the instrument you use. In our case, is yes, for data from reference. And you have to explain the step-by-step process of data collection. So we go to the final degree project, we extract the reference, and so on. And finally, indicate the primary and secondary sources of data. For example, in our case, it's just the primary, which is the student final degree project, ini cukup. So this is important for the teacher who are making now the replica or our study. So I explained to you how we make the study. We have in this course 226 students. So we divide in 3 groups. The best one, I'm pointing here for you. The best one, we have the intermediate one and the worst one by the grade. So for the best one, this one, the grade from 10 to 7.8, the best student. But we not use this from 7.7 to 6.6. We didn't use this. So I have pushed here because we didn't use the middle group. You just focus on the best student and the worst student, the bad student. Just focus on these 2 groups, you know? So the worst student, the grade from 6.5 to 5, the less. So this is our groups we make to conduct the study. So this is a chart, just you to see. It's impossible to read. You don't need to read, just to understand a little bit how we conduct the study. So once again, we divide in this panel. This is for the worst student. You see the atas word in here with the red. We put red because they the worst rate. And di bawah, we put the best, the 13 best. You see, the best rate in warna hijau for the best here. And after, we have all the details of ID, grade, and everything. So we have, you see, the rate here, 5.3, 5.6, 5.7. And for the good, the best student, same for 8, 8.2, 0.3, 0.4. So this is the grade of each student. Because later we saw there's like a correlation between good bibliography and good grade. This is important for after. So you need this, your student in a chart, and divide in these 2 groups, the best and the worst, divided by this line, you see? So this like you start making your research. After this, you need data collection Excel, this tool, and you assess the reference accuracy. For example, if you have this, the first student, you see the first reference number 1, number 2, number 3. This student, for example, have 20. This is for the first student, as you can see here. For the first student, 20 reference. And this for the second student, I have till 9. So you go to here to establish which your sala, what you did before. For example, if you have in authorship incorrect use of et al, so you put the one here for each reference. One, it's in sala, Salah, you put the 1. If don't abbreviate the name of the author, you put 1, which is Salah here. All this, when you put 1, means Salah. When you is Kosong, is Benar. But 1, also, you just put 1. If Kosong like this, like this, like this, is Benar. This is Benar. This is Benar. But this is Salah. So Salah, for example, I don't know, in journal, because no element, no journal. So you put this, or not abbreviated, you put here, because you after know in which place the Salah and the error are. So this is important for your research. And this is what we worked before. This is for you, you keep it, and you have here example with Vancouver style, because the red dot, every red dot is Salah. For example, here, you don't need this. You know what's this because the page is not abbreviated. I don't know. You have here the explanation. So you keep this and you, at home, you can review. For example, this one is like a set. And you have here the dot in the place, which is Salah. So you can do the reference with more accuracy now because you have for this reference, for example, this one, you have all the possibilities to correct the reference, this one. You see incorrect punctuation because of this, incorrect volume because you don't put the word ball like this, Salah, why is this point is. Incorrect number, the number missed, so incorrect, no number here. And no abbreviation for author, for journal, and for pages. No abbreviation for the author here. For example, this Sorensen, no abbreviation for the number, which is Salah, because Sorensen should be with this initial, this one, or this one, the M, or this one. And also for the journal, you see, and for the pages, not abbreviated. So this is the problem with this. For the second one, 21, you do the same. You go here and you have your problem with 21 and so on. So this is for you. This is like a special help tutor to explain to you where's the problem here. And at this point in your review, you see this. This is initial data, validate your hypothesis. For example, in our case, we want to know that how's the good or very good or bad or very bad for our student bibliography. So this validate the hypothesis with, yeah, they have so many Salah, so they have to improve here. But this is for you to understand that your data is here. Your data for the professor are conducting the study, your data is this point, with this point, if you remember now, this point are related with the previous, with this point, every point is red dot. Here, every point is one, which the red dot of the following, if you remember. So this for the professor that are conducting the study. You see, you have to develop a detailed protocol for your investigation. So this is the student, the 6 of the worst student. So this student make this bibliography in the final degree, all these reference, all these until 32. So you have here each reference that we see before. And for each reference, for example, for number 20, what we see before, you remember? Number 20 is the first one. So for number 20 is this line for reference, just for reference number 20, all this line to the end. So this is just reference number 20, and they have this, no element in the journal, not element. But really, they have multiple sclerosis journal. Maybe here is the one should be here because I see it's abbreviated error. Maybe this is Salah. because the problem with number 20, well, no, before, because it's not the same. It's not the same reference. But if you have to be careful, if you have this multiple sclerosis, it's element. So maybe this is for different student. You see, the chart is different student, but this is for the teacher. So for the paper, you should have a title, good title, less than 15 words usually. The abstract with the section, like here, first your background, your purpose, your method, your result, your conclusion, and your keywords, Ibawa. So you need all this section in the abstract clearly state. You see, this one is separate from this, because it's important to separate the section and inform clearly to the reader, like this and like this. So this is important for title, abstract, and keyword. Introduction. Introduction is very important really in your paper. After in question and answer, we move to this because you need to give the background of the study for the introduction. This is very important, the background, and brief elaborate on how the study came to be here, why and how. You study this topic, why, and how the study came to here, because no other studied before. But this is important to know that you the first draft of the introduction, you still writing the result, writing the method. At the end, you write the complete introduction at the end, but after completing the main section of the paper. So my advice is to make first draft, but not complete, and you complete the introduction at the end of your paper. Is better. For the methods, in our case, once again, is descriptive study from our university. We select the reference to 26 final degree nursing projects with this editorial, PubMed, Scopus, CINAHL, Ovid, ScienceDirect, and using Excel. So we have this chart you saw before. This is our method. For the result, it's important to collect the good word for the result, because you have to be very clear. For example, like this, we have 226. So the average grade for the student, 7.2. In the best, the average 8.61. In the worst, you see? And this one, the reference total 960, of which valid 957. So the best submit this 526, and the bad 431, so less reference. And you see with correlation, I told you before, the correlation of the paper grade and the number of reference. So the best student, the more reference. The best group, 54%, but the worst group, just 45%. For the discussion, you need to go to your previous literature and compare everything. You see here's example of some comment. For example, here, when reviewing the existing literature, we didn't found publications similar to our study for the accuracy of reference, not easy. Or this is important also, error were repetitive across the bibliography of the same student. For example, for punctuation, you can understand if you put 1 point or not, you repeat it. So the error is the same. So the reference had an acceptable quality considering the student training in this area, because this is repetitive SALA errors. For the conclusion, you need to meet your objectives and review. For example, in objective 1B, the conclusion is low accuracy in reference was found in both groups. Low accuracy because the reference not so good. This is for your objectives, for your goals. And for 1D, for example, project with higher score are at greater adherence to Vancouver standard and fewer error. You see, because we in 1D want to know if the best student have fewer error. And finally, this is conclusion. Yes, the best student, fewer error and more greater adherence to Vancouver style. And it's important to know that your conclusion should be limited only to statistical contrasted, just to statistical contrasted. Not put conclusion like in novel, but your imagination. You have to limit to statistical contrasted. And for your reference, you have to accurate, write them, but the most important thing is a number that is related with your article. Don't put so many references because sometimes you reveal more insecurity than erudition. If you put so many, it's not good. You put the reference that are important in your paper. So this is for writing. It's important also to make your clarity and precision. So your text you see easy to understand, quick to read and understand, sample languages, well-constructed sentences, and each paragraph has a logic order. This is important. After you write, you come back to here and you review if it's clear text like this. And for precision, you can review also if it's concision of your paper, accuracy in your result, consistency in your work, and rigorous attitude for the research. So you can also come back to the precision and check if this is included, is terma suc in your paper. For example, this one in the original text, the task here is really big and it's 4 lines. But if we go to AI, we can improve the text and you see, just 2 lines. This is real reference, you see? This is the reference. So you have 2 lines for original 4. And they say the same. They say the same. Later I moved to AI because I want you to give some advice about AI use, but not from the beginning. We don't use AI from the beginning. We use after you write this and after, you see, when this is your original, this one. So when you have this and you consider it's too long, so you can go to AI and ask for improving your test. So AI give you this, but give you after. So you don't go to AI for this. No, you go to AI for this one. Or after you write, you improve your test. You make it like shorter. I have some more examples for you, but please don't use AI for the beginning. You use AI after. For example, in number 2, this for Alzheimer, you see the exploration of potential therapeutic. You can say it in the same word like this. The research on curcumin for Alzheimer's disease has increased. Cukup, because it's the same, requiring detailed study of the biochemical property and effectiveness in clinical trial. You say the same, but here's 4 lines, and this is just 2 lines. And the third example for clarity, you have this reference, and you have 3 lines here, but yeah, finishing in 2 lines for nurses article here. You can read it, and you find that you don't lose information. It's quite a bit the same. So it's good to make it shorter. And here you have the number of lines and words in the original and improved test. So you can see we moved from, for example, the 4 to 2 lines, and in words, 49, you see, 24. This is important because some journal say to you after you have to shorten your article, 44 to 20, half, and 36 to 22. You see, amazing this one for the nurses. So they improve, the AI can improve your text, but once again, after you read it. So for this one, I need time for the question and answer. So I gonna explain to you quickly this kind of slide that you have the possibility to use active voice, but also passive voice. And you can ask, okay, so which voice you prefer? It depends. Depend of your paper. For example, for clarity, generally the active voice is clearer, and it's more like direct, more langsung for clarity. But for passive voice can be less clear and more indirect. It's like yes, sometimes you're used in Indonesia also to use passive voice to say different things. So maybe you're more used to use passive voice in your life that in Europe we use more the active voice, more langsung. But for the article, for scientific article, you have to decide. For example, for brevity, active voice is often more concise, but the passive voice can be longer and more wordy, more words. So you have to decide. It depends of your journal also what you're asking you. But yeah, for active voice usually is like this: it's clarity and brevity. It's like we did that. And for passive voice, this lab, this research have been done. It's more, yeah, like longer and more wordy. This lab or this experiment has been done. It's more wordy. In active voice, we said, we did this experiment. It's like langsung. So for the tone and style, Einstein says, if you're out to describe the truth, leave elegant to the tailor. Yes, sure. You have to be formal, objective, precision, clarity, impersonal, blah, 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 blah. This is for academic. And this is for novel. Leave elegant to the tailor. This is for novel. But in academic, you have to follow this. After finish, you have to do statistical reporting. This is our statistical reporting. In each element, the general, the authorship, you see, for example, the incorrect is use of et al. Is 15%, which is high, really. So the student should understand what you learned today, that et al. Is important, really, it's Menarik. So this is Salah, 15%. Or, for example, in the magazine of the journal, the failure in abbreviation, 32%. You see, it's very difficult to the student, very difficult, maybe the most difficult here in this page, the failure in abbreviation, 32.5%. So this, you can benefit for AI also, because this take time and AI could give you good abbreviation for the journal, for the magazine. So once again, we can talk about that later. And he has the final statistical reporting. This is the number of Salah reference. So in percentage, you have also here, for example, for the pages, you have 26% with pages not abbreviated. This is also important. You should know that pages should be abbreviated when possible. And you have to use table, figure, and graph in your chart, like this, so that you can measure accuracy in the journal, like a langsung. You see, correct for the best group, 60, but better in percentage, 17%, by 9% just accuracy in the bad. This is the worst, 9%, you see? Or incorrect 82, which is a lot of incorrection in reference, but for the worst group is even worse, is 90%. So you can see in both group the different incorrect and correct in both group. So 86 incorrect reference. That means we have to conduct much more seminar, like today's seminar, because just have 13% correct. This Tita Chuku, this is small. So this seminar are Menarik in bibliography. And after, you should proper labeling your table like this, labeling, and especially your reference here with the DOI is possible. You see, finally, the DOI, not the URL. And you also, if online, you see here the date and cited October 26, like this. Is this correct? So you should present reference like this. Perfect. Your data should be visually interesting for the viewer, for your audience, the CDs or that, different, you have to choose different kind of data, but choose one of these, because if not, all paper is like boring. And this you have, I'm not going to read this for you because you have self-editing strategies. Take a break, read aloud, check for clarity, focus, blah, blah, blah. This is for you, like a terminal work for this seminar. You can read it, and after you go back here, and I have more here in the next. So you have get a second opinion, focus on paragraph structure, check formatting, eliminate jargon, and so on. This is also important. Use editing tools. For example, Grammarly is very good. Grammarly for in English. I recommend if you have to deliver in English, you use Grammarly. So this is for you. You can use it after you finish your paper, or for your paper final review. I consider this. You should assess the accuracy, the clarity, the coherence, the adherence to journal guidelines. This is very important, to journal guidelines, the novelty, all of this. So you also can check this checklist you have to follow after you finish, when you finish your paper. You have to choose the right journal. So you have the 10 nursing journals with the highest GCR score, but higher score leads to higher rejection risks. So if you want not to be rejected, maybe lower score is good. But if you go to the top, you have here the 10, you can try to publish here, but it's difficult already. This is the guideline of the journal. This is example for our guideline. You see the metas, this is the number of our magazine. And this is the cover letter. You need to send, these are our cover letter, to explain what you submit. This is a novel study, if you study like this, blah, blah, blah. This is for the editor. But anyway, you have to expect to receive this, which is many kind of problem, many kind of difficulties, till finally your paper is accepted. But yes, it's a long way and difficult way, to be honest. And this also for the reviewer comments. You have this checklist: be courteous, professional, address every comment, provide clear revision. So if you are asked to make a response to reviewer comment, you check this: specific, include evidence if possible. And also, if you have to deal with correction of your paper or rejection, for you, please stay calm, objective, understand the reviewer feedback, address specific issues, revise and resubmit again, seek clarification if unclear, and if not, consider alternative journal, different journal to send your paper, no problem. Be careful with sensitive data, because sometimes you have to delete the student names or something, because not good to the name stay here, just this number, but not the name of the student. And it's important also to be ethical and avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism is very bad. We use tools about this, and this is very important. So don't use AI for the beginning. You can use AI, but not from the beginning. And yes, you maintain a research log. You paraphrase correctly when your phrase is not yours, and you cite all the sources. If not yours, you have to cite it, you know? For example, even this one, who is, you see here, is not from me. I didn't do it, so I have to cite. Even Gambar, you also have to cite the Gambar source. So please be ethical. And also, you can have conflict of interest, maybe with funding. If you have some money, you have to declare the competing interest, and you have to follow institutional and ethical guidelines. This is very important in your research, the ethical. Finally, if you're different author, for obtaining authorship credit, you read these 3 points. You have to be aware and just follow 3 points: essential contribution, or article, or final approval. But you have to be in this 3 conditions. And with this, I finish my deliver of material.
Yeah. Okay, Professor, thank you very much. That is a wonderful material, and of course we learn many much thing from your material. Then we move into the next session. It is Q&A session, and we have for students that have a question, Professor, and Mr. Haryati has write in the comment. Maybe I want to read it. The first question is from Adelia. She has three questions, Professor. The first is, what are the key elements of a well-structured introduction in scientific paper, Professor? Maybe for the first question.
Sure. Thanks so much for this Menarik question, because it's very good, this question, because for the introduction is one of the main important section element of your paper. So you have to be sure that you follow this step and you include this recommendation. So first, I think the topic should be clearly explained. Your topic, for example, if you're in maternal, you have to talk about, for example, the human meal fortifiers. So the topic of your investigation, of your research, should be stated clearly, the topic. After this, you have to also include if you have exciting research. For example, you before have in this human meal fortifiers, you have more authors like you that before they write articles, they write papers in this or not. So you have to stay clear if you have existing research, previous paper for this. After this, you should put the problem or the question of the study. For example, in our case, you remember for the introduction, we say that we're studying the quality of bibliography of nursing student. So you have to put your question. Which is the quality of bibliography of nursing student? This is the question really. It's good, it's bad, which is the quality? So you should be stated in your introduction. After, you should also talk about the gaps. If this introduction really fill the gap, because maybe so many study about this, not in our case, because in our case, not many students about the quality of bibliography, but for example, in human meal fortifiers or in COVID or in diabetes or hypertension, you have thousands of papers. So you need also to explain if you found many or you found few. For example, for diabetes, you have millions. For bibliography, you have few, but this is clearly stated in your introduction. And also the cost of your paper, if it's difficult for funding or not, you need resources, or the impact in the health. For example, in our case, we don't have impact in the health of the community like in meal fortifier, but we have impact in terms of researcher community, because they know how is the quality of a student on undergraduate or master, or like in Iran, the thesis. The impact is in terms of knowledge, not in health, but knowledge also after get to the health of the population. So you should clearly state. After this, you state also your objective, which are your goals in the paper. This is the final paragraph of your introduction. Our goal in this paper is to measure the quality of bibliography of undergraduate student, blah, blah, blah. Or our goal in this paper is to measure the gain of weight in premature with human milk fortifier, something like this. But the goals, the objectives, as the last paragraph of this. And as I mentioned before, you first write the draft, but you go to methods, you go to result, you go to discussion, and finally, the final time you dedicate to your paper is for going back to introduction and finish. Why is that? Because maybe in the time you make your paper, for example, for us was 3 years or 2 years and a half to finish the paper, more articles appear. So if you finish your introduction and you follow the usual introduction, methods, result, discussion, you miss this article. So it's better to go back to the beginning and write again the whole introduction. So I recommend to start the introduction just with the draft, but at the end of the paper, you go back to introduction. So right at the end. This is all my recommendation for your question, for a good, established, and sure introduction. Secure is going to be accepted, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. I think this is also answering the second question, the strategy. Yeah, these are more tips from Professor Jose. Yeah. Okay, and Professor, sometimes we as a writer we have some blocking and we cannot find an idea to write down and extra. So, what do you think about it, and how to make our thinking clearly again to write down to find the idea?
Sure, this is very common. This is a problem. All have this problem at this point. At some point, you get in front of the white paper, and you don't know how to proceed. You're stuck. You're like in shock. It's amazing, but yeah, this happened all the time. So for me, the strategy or the tips to change this is you have to open your mind. Open your mind to find the topic, or to find the question of your research, or the topic or the question. Usually, you know the topic, but you don't know in this topic which is specifically the question of your research or your objective, your goals. But sometimes you even don't have the topic. I know many researchers or students that has to do, for example, has been tutor, also mentor for the final degree lecture, for master or for undergraduate student. And many times they ask me for my advice, professor, which is your PAL you recommend to me, your topic, because I don't know which is the best topic to me. So for me, my tip today is, first, if you have at the university, go to your mentor, go to your teacher. But first, visit your mentor or your teacher. You go to PubMed, for example. You may research in the topic you think, and maybe there appears some more topic, and this more different topic give you better idea. So you change your mind, and when you go to your teacher, your mentor, you have a sharp idea or your topic. So after conducting the research in PubMed, it's also now possible to be helped by AI. If you go to AI, which I recommend for this ethic item, you can ask AI, in this area, which are the main topic you consider is good for publishing? And AI give you sometimes fantastic answer about that, give you new topic. So I recommend use AI like this as a counselor. And finally, you can also open meeting with your colleagues. For example, I told before, for maternity, for emergency, or for diabetes, or for hypertension. So you have in maybe hospital, if you're in hospital with your clinical practice, or you are in Puskesmas, anywhere. You open this to your mate, to your colleague, and open the question for them. I have this idea. What do you think? So maybe your colleague is like the first peer review you can receive for your paper, the first one, but it's good because maybe one of your colleagues say to you one proposal that finally you address to your teacher, your mentor, your professor. So this is my strategy to do to finish the block of the white paper.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. And the next question from Kodria. Kodria want to know about Professor Jose's opinion about using AI in making scientific article. What do you think, Professor?
Well, this is very important question because I want to be clear that in different universities in Indonesia or different hospital, I talk about that. For example, now we have conducting study, which may be involved one hospital or two hospital in Indonesia about the use of AI in discharge Laporan, the final Laporan when the patient is discharged for emergency room. So this is an app with AI that can help the physician, can help the supervisor to decide for the future, because so many, for example, in big hospital, so many discharge every day. So AI is fantastic for this. But for scientific writing, you can do like this. You can say to AI, write me a fantastic paper in diabetes. Not like that, not like that. So for me, I use it, and I would like to share with you now, after this, after I address your question, I put you some example how I use the AI. But yeah, it's critical now. This is important question because some students not using AI properly, and they make a plagiarism because AI give you ideas, but you have to have your own ideas. So for me, the best is go to AI after, not before, not to write the complete article and send it to your professor, your teacher. No, to write the article after you use AI to check the point. Maybe you have Salah, you're weak or not strong or not enough, but AI treat this like a mentor also. It's like me. I receive the paper of my student and I recommend. So AI could do this for you with the paper, but in the second line, not in the first line. So for me, you have to be, as you said in Indonesia, jujur, and not use AI from the beginning, because if you use AI from the beginning, you're cheating, because this is not your production, your intellectual production. So you don't need to cheat your teacher or your research community. You use AI after you have your work done. So for example, I am sharing you, let me here check if I have some paper AI images here. I have the reference, but I want to share with you, but I can do it like Lansoon also. So let me open, because I profit at the same time I answer this question. So you can see my screen, is it now?
Yes, Professor. We can
Yeah,
see.
perfect. So I have here the button for AI. Then I press the button, and I have, as you can see, Academic Assistant Pro from ChatGPT. I later put you in the chat. No problem. You don't need to write this, because later I sending you in the chat the address for do this and benefit for this, because this is not just ChatGPT. This is not usual AI. This is a specialized AI in academic assistant, like I am now, like I'm doing this seminar, is the same. So for example, I use it for checking the Vancouver style reference. If you see here, for example, yesterday, I was checking the adherence to Vancouver style. Let me go the attach here. So you can see, and this is fantastic for, I get my example from here. For example, you see, let me get bigger to you, or maybe you can read it. You can read the text or not. Or maybe like this better.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe
yeah,
like this is better. So,
yeah.
for example, you see, this is the example I use to you today. Change made. You remember for the date and the month. I get from here for you. The missing month, the Vancouver style. So this is AI. So it's easy for me to get example for AI, but at the same time, I use also for real student that send me bibliographies, and I use it also, and they give me the reference. I have down, I see before, for real student bibliography, you can do like this. When you finish, you put your bibliography here, and you ask, oh, sorry. You ask for, let me go back here. Citation. Yes, so I have like this one. with bibliography. You see, for example, here they explain that this number, the 401, is article identifier, something like this. So for the student, it's good because they have explanation, not just the correct, but the explanation, and they put the reason. You see, for example, the DOI, the digital after identifier, is available. You have to use it, like you saw before. So you can use this kind of help. So I think for you is really good to have this. So I have so many examples of also you use it for shorten your paper, not just for reference. Let me show you here. I have more, maybe scientific writing, biographic correction here, other day. You see, I told you this is one of my student bibliography. This is real. And after this is formatted to Vancouver style because I before sent the original. You see, this is the original. And after they give me, let me put again big for you. This is the original from the student. You see, they say Pustaka is Indonesian and the student say Pustaka. And after this bibliography, I have this already correct by the assistant. But even though I have to check it because here you can see is some error also. For example, this one, let me check this for you again. This is no good because yes, we try to give the DOI. So not good, this one. So you see, I use it, but yeah, you got to be careful and check again, check lagi. But yeah, this improved the bibliography. So I guess this answer your question, but tell me if you need any more advice about this.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Professor. It's about using AI in writing science in scientific writing. Yeah. And the next question is about predatory journal. How to avoid and what is the tips from a professor to choose the journal for us because there are many predatory journal in
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Professor.
Sure. Predatory journal, unfortunately, we have so many. And the best way to avoid this is if you can, if it's possible to go to the first top level journal that are very sure, like I showed you before. You have the list in my presentation of the very 10, or you have maybe 20, the first. After this, you can also go to senior researchers because the senior researchers know the difference between predatory and the good journal, good magazine. So you ask for advice for the senior researchers. And first, you have to be sure you send to your paper to this journal that is going to treat in way that you like really, because for predatory, I don't really like, and before we didn't have this, and now it's like a plague, so many. So please ask your advice for the senior researcher or teacher, professor, mentor, something like this.
Okay, to consult with our mentor to avoid this traditional, right, Professor?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe for the question, it's about the what is it? Write and report in the nursing. Okay. Maybe it's about case report. Case what is it? Case report. Yeah, case report. What do you think about case report? And we submit the case report in the international or a Scopus journal, Professor?
Well, this is better. It depends of this kind of outcome, because for the case report is different to the usual form. For example, in final degree lecture, we have the possibility also to make like 3 steps. We can conduct a review, we can make analysis of nursing diagnosis, or we can do the case report. So, but this is for the final degree lecture, which is different. Maybe your question is related to journal publication in case report. So at this point, I prefer if you address me more details to my WhatsApp, I can answer the question. And by the way, I'm now writing for you, for all the participants in this meeting, my personal phone number, so that, as I said before at the beginning, the seminar doesn't finish now. And if you have any question like this, more specific, more personal, of more advice for your real paper, your real research, and you don't want to share with the rest, or you prefer me to connect with you direct, I'm putting you now my personal data, my phone number, so you can at any time go back to me and say, Professor, I have this, I need that, or what do you think about this for advice? So I will be pleased to address your question after this.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor, for the answer for our question. Maybe it's enough for the Q&A session. And for the next, we have a certificate for Professor Jose for the presenting in this seminar session. So to the committee, please share the Professor Jose certificate. Pak Khalid maybe can help to share the certificate, or Pak Nanda. Okay, Professor, maybe it's because the connection problem, the certificate we cannot show, but we can send it into your WhatsApp maybe.
Yeah, sure. You have here my telephone number, and now I'm writing you my email at the Faculty of Nursing. So you have the possibility to send to your email. Also for the student, for the question and answer, you can use this mail or the telephone number by WhatsApp. You have now in your chat, in your Zoom chat.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor, for the time, and maybe it's finished. I duty the moderator for the session. Say thank you very much to Professor Jose for your wonderful material and your time to us. And maybe I can take the Zoom room into Master of Ceremony, Pak Nanda, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Yudi. Sorry, my voice is clear, Mr. Yudi?
Yes, sure.
Yes, very clear.
Thank you, Prof. Okay, thank you so much to Prof. Jose Luis Yapi Sakhilan. I'm very lucky to know you. Yeah, I have experience.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I have experience submitting article to the International Journal of Clinical Experience Hypnosis, but I forget to check my email. So the time has passed too long. Yeah, that's okay. And thank you for Mr. Yudi and all participants have joined and active in this session for discussion. And oh yeah, participants don't forget to fill in the attendance from form and that we have provided in the chat room, right? And okay, the last thank you, and maybe there is a closing statement for you again, Prof, or enough?
No, yes, sure. I would like to say before finishing, I had a great time with you all, with the participant, with the manager, with the people who invite me kindly to meet you today. So for me, this time is really menarik. I profit my time now with I'm retired. I profit my time with you, and you made my day. You made my day, giving me this wonderful opportunity to address your student, magnificent student, and I can't wait to be there next year, hopefully to visit your university there in Purwokerto. And yes, for the student also say that I understand that this is, I said before, not finished my collaboration, but some of the students who have paper, ongoing paper, we have some days, maybe next week, to review direct langsung in private, in personal meeting with each of the students that have the ongoing paper. And once again, I want to repeat that I'm, after the seminar, open to all of you. This is my email in the chat. This is my phone in the chat. Please use it, be in touch, and terima kasih banyak.
Wow, thank you very much, Professor. Yes, maybe in the next we can collaborate to write article to publish, right?
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely. That's very important.
Yes. Okay. I have in Spanish language the Hamele Runa Rima. Let me read a rhyme in 3 languages.
Yeah,
Don't mind. Okay. First in Espanol, yeah. La ciencia siempre afrontamos con cuidado y dedication. Los enfermeros juntos escribimos for un futuro lleno de compasión. Yeah, and
fantastic.
Compassion. Yeah, in English, in science, we always strive with care and dedication. We thrive, and nurses write together with pride for a future where compassion will guide. Okay, and bahasa. Dalam ilmu kita terus melangkah dengan kasih dan dedikasi tak lelah. Para perawat bersama menulis demi masa depan penuh kasih dan tulus. Okay, finally,
Thanks so much.
Yeah, finally, and we are going into the last agenda. That is closing session. Let's close this event. Be saying hamdalah together for the Muslim. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Okay, hopefully this activity will provide a lot of learning experience and strengthen the collaboration between Spain and Indonesia, especially at Jenderal Sudirman University. We would like to say thank you to all faculty leaders, department leaders, and also all students and participants who have been pleased to come to this event. Okay, we apologize previously if any word that less pleasing to everyone here. Thank you and good evening. Buenas noches, everyone.
Buenas noches.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you, Prof.
My pleasure,
thank you,
always.
Prof. Yute. Okay, thank you so much for your voluntary to share your experience, and we hope we can make next collaboration like